Give praise, esteem, and honor to the Most High Yah by way of Yahushua HaMashiach. In John chapter 5 and verse 39.
Search the scriptures, for in them ye think ye have eternal life, and they which testify of me. And ye will not come to me that ye might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that ye have not the love of Elohim in you.
Yep.
I'll come in my Father's name, and ye receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, him ye will receive. How can ye believe, which receive honor one of another, and seek not the honor that comes from Elohim only?
That's the big old problem. Go ahead.
Do not think that I will accuse you to the Father. There is one that accuses you, even Moses, in whom ye trust.
Go ahead.
For had ye believed in Moses, ye would have believed in me.
Why?
For he wrote of me. But if ye believe not in his writings, how shall ye believe my word?
That's going to be impossible. Let's look at something. Isaiah chapter 9, I want to say. No, is it 8? That's not.
15. You talking about leaders?
Yeah,
I just read it and you guys said it earlier.
No, 5 too high. That's what I'm talking about.
No, I said 15. 16.
Yeah, I'm talking about what I said to start from. 9 and 13. Matter of fact, make it 9 and 8. Isaiah 9 and 8.
Yahuwah sent a word unto Jacob and have lighted up Yashar. Lighted upon Yashar.
He did what?
He lighted upon Yashar.
Now come over here to John 1 and 1. He said he sent a word. It lighted upon Yashar. Pick up the crumbs. You better pick up the crumbs.
In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with Elohim.
You said John?
John 1 and 1.
And the Word was Elohim. The same was in the beginning with Elohim. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. And the light shineth in the darkness, and the darkness comprehended not. There was a man sent from Elohim.
That's good. That word for lighted upon is nafal in Isaiah chapter 9. You could come back. It means to fall, to lie, to be cast down, to fall of a violent death, to be attacked, to fall out, to waste away, and to prostrate. So his man just sat back. He sent a word into Jacob that died violently upon Yashar. Didn't it just say in the beginning was the word? So the word was something to do what? Let's look at John 6 and 37. Who's crying? Oh, I thought he was crying. I was going to say, why are you crying to get your butt changed? But you just making fat man noises.
John 6
and 37.
All that the Father hath given me shall come to me, and him that cometh to me I will in no wise cast out.
So if anybody, he said, you got to look at it, keep listen to what he said clearly. Listen to what he's telling you.
For I came.
No, I'm to read that verse again. Listen clearly.
All the Father given.
All that the Father has given him
shall come to me.
Will do what?
Come to me.
And what will happen?
And him that cometh to me, I will in no wise cast out.
What's the point of what he just stated? What did he actually just say? No, look at what did he actually just say? Like it's not nothing deep. Like what did he just say? He say all that who give to him?
The Father.
He will no wise cast out. So that means if you don't belong to the Father, you won't come to him. So you have to look at this. He is not talking about everyone. He's saying anybody who Yah has given to him, they will come to him and they will not be rejected. Anyone that has not been given to him, they may come to him, but they could be cast out. They don't belong to him. You know what I'm saying? You have to pay. You can read that and skate right on by it and be like, oh, if you come to Jesus, you come to Yahushua, you won't be cast out. Read it again so they can hear clearly what he's saying.
All that the Father giveth me.
All that the Father hath given him.
Shall come to me.
Shall come to him.
And him that cometh to me, I will in no wise.
This goes back to Numbers chapter 16. And this goes to Psalm 65. Baruch is the man whom thou hast chosen to cause to approach unto you. so they can dwell in your courts. Or he say, this day you will know who is Yah's, whom he chosen, who is set apart, and who is not. That's called that. We went through this about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. There is a separation. We talked about it last night when you seen the kingdom split, and we got way more to deal with on dealing with that parallel of that kingdom split. You know what I'm saying? Because that kingdom splitting caused a division amongst Yashar that existed until Mashiach said, there's another sheep that I must bring in, that it can be one fold and one shepherd, because Yashar and Yehudah were beefing from the moment they got split. There were multiple civil wars if you actually pay attention to what's written. Multiple. Right or wrong? Multiple. And what were they warring for? Because Yashar was serving idols and Yehudah was not. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the difference. One tribe, not even one tribe, 10 tribes were wicked and one was not. Let's say 2 was not, because Benjamin was with him. Levi scattered amongst all of them, so he didn't count Levi in the midst of that when he split them tribes up. Judah and Benjamin. See, we went over that last night. He said, I'll give you Benjamin along with Judah because they already there. But he told Jeroboam, I'm going to give you 10.
You know how in the allotment of Syrian inside of Judah?
Yeah.
What you feel like they slid?
Ain't no telling. They shoot. It's not that they slid, it's just that they got counted up with them 10.
Yeah, that's all that.
Yeah, he just gave him. He basically, because of what Solomon did, Yahuwah gave Jeroboam 10 tribes and gave Rehoboam 2. And the whole house of Yashar stopped following after David. They said we don't have no inheritance with him. And that's how people feel now. That's why people stop following Mashiach. They feel like they don't have no inheritance with him. Why do they don't feel like they have no inheritance with him? Because they don't want to obey. That's why. They don't want to obey. So when you see splits in that book, it's coming because niggas don't want to obey. What did we hit last night, right? Didn't the master say, I don't come to bring people to sword? We went right in there in 1 Kings chapter 12, and you see that Yahuwah did not come to bring peace. He brought a sword. Yahuwah was the one that separated the tribes, not man. Ain't that what it said in there? He told them they were finna get ready to go to war, to take the 10 tribes, to bring them back to Rehoboam, and y'all say, man, y'all going on to the house. This thing is of me.
Yeah.
He said, this thing is of me. And guess what everybody and Yehudah did? Went on back to the house. You know what I'm saying? They said, oh, that was your doing? That wasn't his doing? Well, shoot. Let y'all be praised. Y'all is righteous. They went on to the house.
Fight for them anyway.
I ain't finna fight for them no way. If you want it split like that, but see, we don't look at it that way. We forget that the kingdom being split was strictly Yah's doing. That was strictly Yah's doing. That wasn't. It was Solomon's doing, but it wasn't Solomon's doing. That was Solomon's judgment for what he did. You know what I'm saying? Yah could have came with any judgment he wanted to come with, but instead he chose to split the kingdoms. And then, like I said, we'll be looking at this in the next coming weeks. Y'all willing, close examination, you will see that. Especially the whole chapter, Hosea talk about it. The whole chapter, Amos talk about it. They bout Yashar, period. Them niggas was wicked. There was not a single righteous king in the entire history of Yashar. Not one. You had several in Yehudah. You ain't have one that reigned in Yashar. Not one. All of them were wicked. All of them had them worshiping idols. All of them had faggots in the land. All that type of stuff. It took the kings of Yehudah to get the punks out the land. See, you don't look at stuff like that. You know why Yashar was like that? Because their rulers caused the people to err, because their rulers didn't have no problem with them sinning. Matter of fact, I guess we'll use some of those examples today. Continue on, sir, in John chapter 6.
For I came down from Shamayim, not to do my own will.
Not to do your what?
Not to do my own will, but the will of him that sent me.
Yes, sir.
And this is the Father's will which he hath sent me.
What is his will?
That all which he hath given me, I should lose nothing.
I shouldn't lose not a one.
But I should raise it up again at the last.
All that he what?
All that he's given me.
Where we looked at what we can see everywhere that he's given him in the book of Psalms. I narrowed it down for you.
Say it again.
He said everybody that he's given him, he'll raise them up at the last day. That's what he said. Pause. Give me Revelation 17:17. Just go ahead and make a point.
For Elohim, Revelation 17:17. For Elohim have put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree, and to give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of Elohim shall be fulfilled.
Yep.
And the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth.
Go ahead.
And after these things I saw another Malachim.
It might be verse 14.
14. These make war with the Lamb.
Yeah, 14.
These make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. For he is the master of masters and the Malachim of Malachim, and they that are with him are called, chosen, and faithful.
Everybody with him, called, chosen, and faithful. Everybody with him, written in the Lamb's book of life, that's slain from the foundation of the world. Is that in that verse, or is it one there? Hold on, y'all. Here's verse 8. Verse 8.
And the beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition. They that dwell on earth shall wonder whose names were not written in the book of life.
If their names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb, we seen in Revelation 17 and 14 that they say everybody with a Mashiach is what? They're called, chosen, and faithful. So how does the calling come about? The calling comes about because the word is preached and you hearken to the call. The choosing comes from on high. A man, what did he tell his disciples in John 16? He said, you haven't chosen me. I've chosen you and ordained you. He told you that in the law. He said, no one had any desire to love your fathers but me. I've chosen them. Do you know what I'm saying? So this is what he means when he say, everyone that I have given you, no one can take from you. Because if I have not given them to you, then they can't get in. He said, everyone whom he has chosen, well, everyone that the Father has given him, he'll raise them up at the last day. Does it not say that the Lamb book of life, that these people didn't believe? Now, does it not say in Revelation chapter 20 and verse 15, if your name ain't written in the Lamb book of life, where you going? What does it say in Exodus chapter 32, where to get your name out the book of life? No, I don't say that.
You mean, I remember Deuteronomy to somebody, if you trust in your own righteousness.
Oh, no, in Deuteronomy, he telling you that if you go in the imagination of your own heart and bless yourself and say you shall see no evil, he will blot your name out. But go on and get Exodus 32 and 25. See what gets your name blotted out. You say he stank. (32 and 25).
And when Moses saw that the people were naked, for Aaron had made them naked unto their shame among their enemies.
You know when you sit back and you look at Aaron, and that's going to go along to what we talking about. You heard how he say naked made them naked amongst their enemies? How did Aaron do that? Well, Aaron didn't tell him to do anything. What went on in Exodus 32? And they brought the calf to who? And you know what Aaron was supposed to do? Tell him no. But what did Aaron do? He made it. So guess what Aaron did? He stamped the sin. Do you know what I'm saying? So because he didn't reprove and rebuke the people, he just as wicked as the people. And that's what the problem is with most people who preaching the word. They know them people ain't had no business. Aaron knew that man them people ain't had no business bringing him no gold, talking about make us no God. But what did he do? He loved them. He didn't want to upset them. So Aaron was responsible for the 3,000 men dying who died because he didn't rebuke them off the rip and said absolutely not. You know what that man told us when we went up there on that mountain? Don't have make no gods, have no other gods before him. Don't make no images of anything in the earth, under the earth, in heaven. You know that's what that man told you. You the high priest, Aaron. He caused the people to err by not rebuking them. You know how many people would have sat back and did the same thing Aaron did? He came and brought me the stuff, man. What was I supposed to do? Tell him no, nigga. You wrong. But you know what more people do? Shoot, I'm joining in. Shoot, let's have a party.
Aaron doing it.
Aaron doing it. You know, how you think the people gonna react if the high priest stamping idolatry? He just stamped it when he made it. The minute they brought the earrings and the gold to him, he supposed to say, absolutely not.
Give it back.
I will not. You know what would have happened? The people would have hated him for it, but y'all would have respected him. Because he would have stood. Why you think Phineas got an everlasting priesthood? Because this woman around here with this nigga around here blaspheming and it's a plague going on, he came through with a javelin and murked that nigga. You won't come around here with this nonsense. Ha! I don't care who get mad. That's how you know dudes ain't fit to preach, because they worried about who gonna get mad or not. How many of y'all have sat back and think about that? Phineas seen what was going on and murked the nigga behind the word. I'm finna kill this nigga. He around here blaspheming, got plagues around here. Ain't nobody else gonna stand up and execute no judgment. Don't worry about it. I'ma do it. He didn't do it thinking, oh, y'all's gonna give me an everlasting priesthood. No, I'ma stand on what's right. And if that nigga gotta die for what's right, he a dead nigga then.
He caught both of them.
Yeah, he killed both of them. Him and his old lady. Because y'all around here blaspheming in the camp. Y'all around here bringing this nonsense around here. That's why it ain't good to have nigga around you on some other tight time. Because, boy, they could bring a plague in the camp. So he see him, he say, Aaron got, oh my goodness, girl, what you doing?
What you doing, man?
What you, oh no, what you doing? I don't think that ain't gonna never be funny, because them New Orleans accents are distinct. Seems like everything they say sound better.
That's what sound better.
To the point where you don't get tired of hearing it. Do you know what I'm saying? I can't get no old, because that nigga be like to say, that nigga be looking so serious. Oh boy, damn what you doing? Boy, you're just going so hard, man. That nigga was humping a counter. That nigga was in a Mexican restaurant humping a counter. I seen one, they were doing one with some stripper boy, damn about to lose his brain. See, better keep that white man away from them black women. He don't know how to act. Nevertheless, you know that nigga who be ranking, you know that nigga rap? The nigga who called the dude jacuzzi squirt. That nigga raps.
Oh, for real? He fine.
I gotta do another.
Yeah, that nigga raps. That nigga raps.
Oh, baby.
I got a couple of them in the phone. That nigga killed Papoose. What that nigga
What
killed?
said sophisticated kitten.
What that nigga told you to say, you and your mama tell you happy Mama's Day. That's ugly. Nevertheless, you know when you naked, what do you think scripturally it means that you naked before your enemies? Your sin is exposed. Give me Nahum chapter 3. Pick me up out verse 6. See, that's why people don't like true preachers, because a true preacher gonna pull your skirt up. Have all your secret parts out there. Ain't no, and unfortunately, like she just told this, ain't none of you women gonna walk around these streets lifting your skirt up, let all your business be shown in the street. Nahum 3, about 5. Because now your secret part done been exposed. Oh, that nigga did one. Y'all seen that picture of them two black girls butt naked? It's like, you know how you take them school photo type stuff? Because niggas had them, like, it's two chicks, like, they posing, like, but they covering up, you know what I'm talking about? That nigga killed them niggas. You can tell them was some old ghetto chicks, too. You know the old school photo you want to pose? You done went to Olin Mills and took your photograph? That's what they done did. Does Olin Mills even exist? I ain't know if they still was in business.
You want that?
Go ahead, man. Nahum 3 and 5.
Behold, I am against thee.
You are what?
I am against thee.
Why?
Said Yahuwah of hosts. And I will discover thy skirts upon thy face.
Yes, sir.
And I will show the nations thy nakedness.
He'll show the nations your what?
The nakedness.
Go ahead.
And the kingdoms your shame.
Your shame. Your sin is your shame. That's what they showed. That's what Aaron called. Come back to Exodus 32. That's what Aaron called to be shown. He showed their shame. Because I just brought you out with great signs and wonders, and you around here worshiping another God. What's going to happen when the nations hear about it? Now you don't got the name of Yahuwah. It's worthless. We'll be sitting back looking at it. Now you got to ask yourself this question, right? Because this one came out. I'm going to use different scenarios. Doesn't matter if they're a Hebrew preacher or not. Just different preachers, right? There was a white preacher. I think he was a Mormon preacher. He got caught for being a homosexual. Niggas still listen to him. if you found out I was a homosexual and you sat back listening to me, I would think that you ought to go to hell for being that dumb for still sitting there. You know what I'm saying? He dead now. What did Eddie Long get caught accused of doing? Touching young boys.
I thought it was girls and boys.
No, just boys. He don't like girls. He just like boys.
I know you heard about Gilliard. That's at the house.
Oh yeah, we know about Gilliard touching that little girl. I was locked up with him. The nigga I got more time than he did. Yeah, he got another church. I already know. I'm telling you, this is 2004, 2005. I was locked up with him. I say, nigga, I'm finna catch 5 years. I ain't hurt nobody. This nigga having sex with a 14-year-old girl to get this nigga probation.
He come back stronger than ever.
Got out, got a whole nother church, and niggas say, God is a forgiving God. He ain't forgave this nigga. How you gonna stand here and say you in charge of this man, people, you fondling young girls, and you got a history of it?
Yeah, Texas.
And guess what? Them people sat back, went in there, and sat back and continued listening to this man. Now, if you found out I was molesting young girls and you sat in here kept listening, you ought to go to hell for sitting there. When you know it. You know what I'm talking about? Okay, let's see. It would fail for us to name all the preachers who done got caught cheating on their wife. I done told you how I feel about that. If you cheat on your wife, you can't be faithful to Yah because you can't even be faithful to your wife. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna be with somebody? You have to look at that. If a nigga can cheat on this old lady, he ain't to be trusted. How you gonna trust this nigga? How you gonna say he faithful to God when he say those that are with him are what? Called, chosen, and what?
Faith.
You ain't faithful. You cheating on your wife. Cause you can't even be. How you gonna be faithful to somebody? You can't be faithful to somebody you can see. So I know you can't be faithful to somebody you can't see. You're not gonna call me to believe that. You're not gonna call me to believe that. So that's no different is, okay, I'm not married. I can't speak in no preacher do it. I ain't married. You done found out I done laid with 5 hoes. Ain't nowhere in the world. Ain't nowhere in the world. You supposed to know. Oh no, bro, I can't get no word from you. You ain't supposed to sit there and continue listening to that, because you know why that exposes? You weren't called, you weren't chosen, and you certainly not faithful. The book says that Paul wrote to the Corinthians that a steward must be what? Not a bishop. He say a steward of Elohim must be faithful. Do you know what I'm saying? So that means you have to be consistently faithful to what it is that you profess and proclaim. If a man is showing you inconsistent behavior, that he is not faithful, y'all ain't son him, you supposed to dip. You know what I'm saying? Because that nakedness and that shame is being exposed. Aaron's unfaithfulness caused 3,000 men to die. Now think about that. Because Aaron the high priest, he supposed to stood up and said, no. So you know what? Y'all loves to do this here, and he does it at the most inopportune times for the individual. He'll pull your skirt up. Let everybody see you sin. You know what I'm saying? Then get what? Nigga be looking stupid. If plenty of Hebrew dudes done got caught doing all type of things. You know what I'm saying? And niggas look right past it. Right past it. Shoot, man. You know he human, bro. You know what I'm saying? What you mean? This shows so. Why would we think that y'all will put a word in an unclean vessel and we'll overlook that? This nigga life ain't in order. This nigga life's not right. Nigga's mind's not right. Nigga's spirit's not right. But I believe y'all gave him a word. You retarded. Do you know what I'm saying? You don't got no book for none of that. That man repeated to I don't know who them niggas is. I ain't son of them. I don't know who them niggas is. I don't know where they come from. And they caused this man's name to be blasphemed. That's why he was hot with Aaron. Only reason why he ain't killed Aaron is because of what the plan was. That's the only reason why he ain't killed Aaron.
Ain't none of his sons working with him.
No, his sons did not participate. Them Levites did not participate. They sat back to the side like, shoot, that's you niggas. I'm gonna wait for Moses to get by.
My daddy tripping.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he tripping. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Shoot, nigga looking at, that's your daddy, that's your uncle, that's your cousin. Shoot, ain't none of my people. Shoot. That's how they were looking at it. Truth be told, he hadn't even gave the Levites the priesthood yet. Because of that instance, he stated that's why he gave it to him. That's why he gave it to him. Because they stayed faithful and loyal to him. Those who preachers of Yah are supposed to be just like them Levites, joined to him, faithful to him, no matter the situation or circumstance. Continue on.
We at 20.
Where you at?
You were Exodus
32 and 25 or whatever.
26.
Where 26?
It said, Moses stood in the gate of the camp and said, who is on Yahuwah's side? Let him come unto me. And all the sons of Levi gathered themselves together unto him. And he said unto him, thus said Yahuwah Elohim of Yashar, put every man his sword by his side, and go in and out from the gate throughout the camp.
And do what?
Slay every
Kill him.
man his brother, and every man his companion, and every man his neighbor. And the children of Levi did according to the word of Moses, and there fell of the people that day about 3,000.
He ain't no man of God. He told them to kill them people. The boys gladly did it too. Go ahead.
For Moses said, consecrate yourselves today.
Do what?
Consecrate yourselves today to Yahuwah, even every man upon his son and upon his brother, that he may bestow upon you a blessing this day.
The only way you're going to get a blessing if you set yourself apart. You can't get no blessing and you mired in wickedness. You got to set yourself apart. Y'all done heard me tell you this numerous times. That's probably the most difficult thing for anybody to do. To really set themselves up, because you have to remove yourself from people that you have relationships with and time with. But this your soul though. This your soul though. Go ahead.
It said, it came to pass on the morrow that Moses said unto the people, you have sinned a great sin, and now I will go up to Yahuwah. Peradventure I shall make an atonement for your sins. And Moses returned unto Yahuwah and said, oh, this people have sinned a great sin and have made them Elohim of gold. Yet now, if thou wilt forgive their sins, and if not, blot me, I pray thee, out of thy book which thou hast written.
And what did Yah say?
And Yahuwah said unto Moses, whosoever hath sinned against me, him I will blot out of my book.
Sin will get you blotted out that book. So didn't he say those that he had would come to him and he raised them up at the last day? Psalms 139 was what I was referring to. Didn't he say his members were written in the book before they were even formed? So those that belonged to him had already been written in his book and had already been chosen. You can't lose something that was ordained from the foundation of the world. Huh? Yeah, you can't lose something that was already ordained from the foundation of the world. You can't lose that. John 17:5. That's the key point. And I'm going to get it. After this John 17:5, give me Daniel 12:1 and then John 5:24. I'm going off the path a little bit, but it's all right. It's okay. Because remember, right, we're dealing with light. It means to die a violent death. So for him to actually shed light on Yashar, he had to shine dark. See, we would think they say lighted, and we would think it literally would be light, wouldn't it? But instead it's talking about he sent death to Yashar. How did he send death to Yashar? Say he sent a word that brought death to Yashar. He sent Hamashiach as that word, which is the manifestation of death. Oh, I told you the whole book talk about service, sacrifice, and sanctification and suffering. The whole book's talking about. Niggas don't want to suffer. Niggas don't want to sacrifice. Niggas don't want to serve. That's why they don't get sanctified. You have to sit back and look at that. If a nigga say he's serving Yah's people and that nigga ain't willing to suffer or serve or sacrifice, God ain't son him. Do you know what I'm saying? This is what he means by the fruit. You're supposed to know the word well enough to point that out. That's why I told you that a few weeks ago. Y'all ain't supposed to be going back and forth with a nigga who don't believe in a mash out like that. You supposed to go ahead and crack that nigga's skull and go lay down and take a nap. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna be arguing with a nigga. Man, Isaiah 53 don't mean this. Man, nigga, screw Isaiah 53, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Tell me what 1 Kings 13. Show me them parallels, cuz. Don't worry, I'll wait. You know what I'm saying? Tell me what about this here in Jeremiah 49:14? Handle that for me, man. What about this here in Lamentations 3? Handle that for me, man. I ain't got all day, my nigga. I got things to do. I got to take a dump. Do you know what I'm saying? Give a nigga something he can't answer. Tell me about this Job right here. Tell me about this. Tell me about this. Tell me about this. I ain't got time to play with you. See, but when you look at that, that's where that coming out. Nigga feel like you're egotistical or you're proud, this, that, that, and the third. No, I'm supremely confident in my Elohim. You hear that in my speech. Does not Paul say that I ought to speak the word of Elohim boldly as I ought to speak it? If you speak something boldly, that means you're supremely confident in what you're speaking. Meaning you're not confident in yourself. You're confident in the individual who gave you the word that you are speaking. Which means your faith is on 1,000. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what that means. You can't speak nothing in life boldly if you're not confident. You know what I'm saying? You can tell when somebody is not confident. That's why I meant earlier when people play on your ignorance of the text. If they know you're not confident in what you believe and what you stand on, they can exploit you. See, a nigga know they can't exploit me. That's why they don't bring that nonsense to me. When I was talking to that nigga on the phone who called me all out my name, it's because he seen I was confident in what I was on, confident in the questions I was asking him. You got to show me that, bro. Can you show me that? Oh, I have showed you that. No, you have not. You just ran off random verses to me and thought I was just going to accept them. When truth be told, I know everything that is said in those verses that you ran off. But I need you to validate your statement because I refuse to accept it. Oh, F you, nigga. I know it. Oh, Jesus ain't real. I don't care, nigga. Screw your mama. You don't even know my mama. You think that's going to make me mad because you said that, nigga? Ain't you a grown man? You wouldn't say that if you was standing right here in my face. You know what I'm saying? Because if I didn't have no word of self-control, you could have got pistol whip or slap for talking to a grown man like that. You know what I'm saying? So I know you trying to draw an ire and the niggas laughing at you. Most men out here on these streets are cowards. This fourth is intellectually standing for what they say they stand for. They can't stand up for what they believe in or what they say out their mouth. If you said something out your mouth, you ought to be able to stand up for what you said out your mouth. Whether a person was present when you said it or whether they weren't. You know what I'm saying? I done had people say, bro, did you say this here? Yeah, I said it, nigga, and what? Don't make no difference, nigga. If I said it when you wasn't standing right there, I said it. Why you think it doesn't make no difference? I said it, I stand on that. Well, was that your opinion on this? Yes, it was. You can't be scared as a man. If that's what you believe, then you're supposed to stand on that as a man. If you feel like there's a problem or a discrepancy on something, you're supposed to, as a man, state that. The people that had problems with the master, some of them came and said something to him. I have a problem with your preaching. I don't agree with that. Whether they were wicked or not, you had to be able to respect them that they came to the man with it. You know what I'm saying? That's what he means by effeminate, because that's not masculine behavior. And when you look at that, what man is going to do that? Now the scribes did sit around and slander the man on the low when ain't nobody around. Now don't get it twisted. All of them wasn't like that. Some of them like this here, but I don't like that nigga. Drop a dime on him. Come on, man. What you got? This nigga got on a bib. A happy bib.
John 17
and 5.
And now, O Father, esteem thou me with thine own self, with thy esteem that I had with thee before the world was. Mm-hmm. I have manifested thy name unto men, which thou gavest me out of the world. Mm-hmm. Thine they were, and thou gavest me, and they have kept thy word. Mm-hmm. Now they have known that all things whatsoever thou hast given me are of thee. Mm-hmm. For I have given unto them the words which thou gavest me, and they have received them, and I have known surely that I come out of thee, and they have believed that thou didst send me. I pray for them. I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine. Mm-hmm. And all mine are thine, and thine are mine, and I am esteemed in them.
Go ahead.
And now I am no more in the world, but these are in the world.
Hold on. Notice that he said those that are yours are his. But we get to the part where he say, I ain't lost none but the son of perdition. Go ahead. Hey, y'all sit down. Every one of y'all. Go sit down. Sit down.
Come here, Fire. Come get in the chair.
Go ahead.
You're always rude. Come on.
It say all are mine. All mine are thine, and thine are mine, and I am esteemed in them. And now I am no more in the world, but these are in the world, and I am come to thee. Kadash Abba, keep through thy own name that whom thou hast given me, that they may be one as we are. Mm-hmm. While I was with them in the world, I kept them in my name. Those that thou gavest me I kept, and none of them is lost, but the son of perdition.
If you see people get lost, it's because they were never yours in the first place.
That scripture might be fulfilled.
If they get lost, they were never yours in the first place. Didn't he say, anyone you gave me, I ain't lose? He ain't lose nobody that belonged to him. How's that possible? Didn't he say in John 10, anybody that's the Father's, they can't pluck them out of my hand. Go on and get it for him. John 10 and 25. Just go on and get it for him. Because 1 Peter chapter 4, because I got to move on from this point. 1 Peter chapter 4 tells you that have the same mind that Mashiach had, that the suffer in the flesh, for he that suffer in the flesh cease from sin. We know when you're immersed into his, when you get immersed, you're immersed into his death, and you come up out of it in the likeness of his resurrection. We know plainly that the Master said repeatedly that he had to die and raise again the third day. So we know that he sent a word to tell the people that he had to die. You know what I'm saying? And that him having to die was representative of us dying to our flesh. and to make that sacrifice of righteousness that our souls might be saved. But in the midst of that, he said when he did this, that he would raise you up from the dead, everyone that belongs to him. If you don't belong to him, then you can be lost. Because if you get lost, that means you weren't Yah's in the first place. And I'm sorry to say it, that's what the book says. Ain't that what the master said? That's not what I said. That's not my personal opinion. I don't have no horse in that race. You know what I'm saying? Straight up and down. Because it's not my place to say who Yah keeps and who he don't keep. It's not my place to say who he's chosen and whom he's not chosen. But I can determine that according to what his word says, though. That's why I say my place, meaning speaking my own words and my own thoughts. But if the book say nobody that's mine can be lost, is that not what he said? Is that not what he said? So if an individual get lost according to my shot, what does that tell you? They were never his. They weren't called. Well, they could have been called, but they weren't chosen and they weren't faithful. And I have nothing to do with that. Y'all already know who were chosen and faithful before the world was made. See, people don't see this the type of stuff right here. Talk about stuff like this here. This is why people won't like you or want to listen to you, because they feel like, how dare you tell me? I didn't tell you you weren't chosen. You just told me you weren't chosen. I didn't tell you you were lost. You just told me you were lost. All we did is just state a general statement according to what he said. Let the chips fall where they may. You know what nigga kid me with? I feel like you were preaching about me. Well, lace them sneakers up and put that outfit on. You know what I'm saying? The next nigga who come tell me that, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I was. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. If you feel like that sermon was about you, then it was. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? I done had several people and say, I feel like you made that about me. I did then. Now what? You know what I'm saying? Straight up. I just did when I preached it. Now what? You know what I'm saying? Because truth be told, I'm not even going in the direction that I had in my mind to go in. We just go where the wind blows. Ain't that what we tell you in John 3? We just go where the wind blows. That's what he say. Just gonna go where the wind blows. The wind blow you here, you just go there. If it blow you there, you go there. But y'all need to understand that and know that so you can identify things. Because you're seeing a lot of people, quote unquote, who are lost. And lost for numerous different reasons. Most being lost from the faith of Mashiach. Is really what I'm referring to specifically. You know what I'm saying? Because if you come unto him, then you would learn of him, and there's no way that you would gravitate away from him. So if you have learned of him and gravitate away from him, then you never believed on him. That's really what I'm referring to specifically. Niggas who don't believe in Mashiach no more, for whatever reason. But truth be told, if you live in a lifestyle of sin, you don't believe in him either. But mainly people just who saying he false and rejecting him. You know what I'm saying? But if you are lost, it's because you don't belong to him. John 10:25. And after that, Daniel 12:1.
Yahushua answered them.
What he answered?
I told you.
I told you.
And you believe not.
You didn't believe me.
The words that I do in my Father's name, they bear witness of me.
They bear witness.
But ye believe not, because ye are not of my sheep. As I said.
Oh, my Jesus wouldn't tell nobody nothing. He looked at people in the face and said, you ain't none of my sheep. That's why you don't believe. You're not mine. Go ahead.
My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. And I gave unto them eternal life, and they shall never perish, neither shall any man pluck them out of my hand.
Nobody can. Why they can't pluck you out your hand, Lord? Why?
My Father which gave them to me is greater than all, and no man is able to pluck them out of my Father.
So if they can't take them from Yah, you know they ain't gonna be able to take them from Yahushua. So when you see people drift off, fall off, all that, they weren't his. He said, can't nobody pluck you out my hand. But niggas getting plucked every day. Daniel 12:1. Then we come back to Isaiah 9.
Nope.
No. I farted on that.
No.
Yeah, she smelled it. She took it in.
No.
Oh no. Go ahead.
And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people should be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book.
Written where?
In the book.
Written where?
In the book.
Hello? Written in the book. What get your name written in the book? Your name was written in the book from the foundation of the world. He said he wrote a book of remembrance for everybody who thought upon his name. You know, he said, he that think upon your name, he say, he trusteth in thee. Trust ye in Yah forever, for trust in Yah is everlasting strength. Go ahead.
And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. And they that be wise shall shine as brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever.
They're going to be turned to be like, you know what he say when he going to be like the stars? Give me Matthew chapter 20 and 29. Show you what he mean when he said they're going to be like the stars. You know what Job 38:7 called the Malachim? You know what he called them?
Sons of the morning.
Called it, yeah. Morning star, sun and morning, same thing.
Got a potty?
Your daughter got a potty. She just potted.
Oh, she gotta go potty, deep.
Go ahead, man.
Matthew 21.
And 29.
And as they departed from Jericho, a great multitude followed. And behold, two blind men sitting by the wayside, when they heard that Yahuwah passed by, cried out, saying, have mercy on us.
No.
Is that Matthew
22 maybe. And 29.
chapter 22?
Yeah, that's definitely the same. Right? Yeah, it's 22. 22 and 29.
It said, Yahuwah answered and said unto him, ye do err, not knowing the scriptures, nor the power of Elohim. For in the resurrection they neither marry, nor are given into marriage, or as the Malachim and Shemaim.
So they'll be just in the children's resurrection. That's why the master told you what he told you. He said if you hear his voice and all these other things, well, your name written in the book, then you'll be like the stars in Shemaim, right? In the firmament. You'll be like the stars that's on high. We know stars are representative of the sons of Mashiach in Hebrew. He just told you that's what you would be like at the resurrection. You'll become the sons of Elohim, or the morning stars, the day stars, the sons of light. Come on to John 5 and 24. You seem very excited to make that journey to the toilet. John 5:24.
It said, verily, verily, I say unto you, he that heareth my word and believeth on him that sent me have everlasting life.
He that hear what?
He that
Remember, he sent a word, and that word was to ride, was to fall or to die a violent death. Go ahead.
It says, for as the Father hath life in himself, so hath he given to the Son to have life in himself, and have given him authority to execute judgment also, because he is the Son of Man. Marvel not at this, for the hour is coming in which all that are in grave shall appear in the voice. And shall come forth, and they that have done good unto the resurrection of life, and they that have done evil unto the resurrection of damnation.
Let me give me 1 Corinthians 15 and 3. That's what he means. He say he sent a word, and it lighted. It died in Yashar. And all this is about is Psalms 50. You know, gather my Kadeshim together, which have made a covenant with me by sacrifice. You have to be willing to mortify your members and die to your flesh and die to your own will. Just like the master said, I didn't come to do my own will, but the will of him that sent me. The will of him that sent him was for him to die. The will of your father in Shamaim is for you to die in order for you to get life. We done went through this before. In order to get life, there has to be death. We refuse to die. Go ahead.
1 Corinthians
15 and 3. Make it one.
It said, moreover, brethren, I declare unto you the Besor which I preach unto you, and which ye also have received, and wherein ye stand.
Yeah.
By which also ye are saved, if ye keep in memory that what I preach to you, unless ye have believed in vain. For I deliver unto you the first of all things which I also received, how that Mashiach died for our sins according to the scripture.
He died according to our sins according to what?
The scripture.
Ain't that's what Isaiah 9 telling us about? Except for the part of talking about your sins. He came to die for the people. He came to die for the people, so the people would die. That's what somebody would ought to be teaching you, is to be like him and to die. So if you ain't dying, it's because you don't belong to him, and you will certainly in due time be lost. Continue on, sir.
Yeah, 15. Okay. And if the Mashiach be not risen, then is our preaching vain, and your faith is also.
But see, that's the key
vain.
point. But once he's risen, that's where your chance for life is at. Come back to Isaiah 9. We're in verse 10. Now I'm going to tell you right, in this verse 10, for falling down, it's the same word for lighted. To die a violent death or to fall. Same word. Go ahead, man.
Isaiah 9 and 10. It says, the bricks are falling down, but we will build with hewn stones. The sycamores are cut down, but we will change them into cedars.
When you sit back and you look at it, right? Because I got to move quick with that. The bricks are falling down, right? It's cut down. Hewn stone is something that's cut. The master is the chief cornerstone. They cut him in his hands and his feet. From that, they say the sycamores are cut down. And then cedars, and they changed them into cedars. What do you think he means when he say the sycamores are cut down, but they're changed into cedars? Cedar trees are known as said as forth as being tenacity. This is as a euphemism, so to speak. What you think he mean when he say the sycamore tree is cut down, but it's changed into a cedar? How can a sycamore tree get changed into a cedar? You think you can change a tree into another tree?
I thought that was similitude for man.
Now you got to look at what he was. Well, we didn't read verse 9, my bad. It said, and all the people shall know, even Ephraim and the inhabitant of Samaria, they say in the pride and stoutness of heart, the bricks are falling down, and we will build with hewn stones. And the sycamores are cut down, but we will change them into cedars. You know what I'm saying? Now he referring to men doing certain things. But then we have to take this and reconcile how he say he's son of word, especially with that same word for falling down as the same word for lighted, which is something to die violently or something that's going to fall. But I want you to sit back. How can a sycamore tree be changed? Because you know a sycamore tree ain't a strong tree compared to a cedar tree. Let's look at something, right? 1 Corinthians 15 and verse 47. Oh, it don't. Yeah, I don't put into what we got going on here. Go ahead, man.
1 Corinthians 15 and 47. It say the first man is of the earth, earthly. The second man is from YAHUAH, from Shamayim. As is the earthly, such are they also that are earthly. And as the heavenly, so much more also are heavenly. And as we have borne the image of the earthly, we shall also bear the image of the heaven. Now this I say, brother, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of Elohim, neither does corruption inherit incorruption. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall be changed.
You shall be what?
Be changed.
Didn't he just say to take a sycamore tree and change it into a cedar? A cedar a little stronger than a sycamore tree, ain't it? Well, let's sit back and look at something. Matthew 26 and 41. You poo-poo.
Muddy.
Yeah, I can't help you. You stink.
Muddy.
You smell like poo.
And he left them and went away saying, and betrayed and prayed the third time, saying the same words.
That's Matthew 26 and 41.
That's 42, 43. Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation, that the Ruach indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak.
So the flesh is weaker than the ruach. So the sycamore tree is weaker than the cedar. So therefore that has to necessitate a change from this word that has fallen down, because he say hewn stone, the bricks are falling down. So we'll build with hewn stones. You know what I'm saying? So the master had to fall down. So they said we'll build with a stone that's been cut. And what did he do after his resurrection? What did he turn around and show his apostles? Check my feet out. I'm a hewn stone. I've been cut. What does it tell you? You have to build the altar with what? Hewn stone, right? That ain't been touched with no human tool. And that is the sanctuary where Yah have pitched it, not man. You know what I'm saying? And you got the people who calling themselves being ministers in that sanctuary, blaspheming his name. You know what I'm saying? Got the people just like Aaron did. You got their nakedness being exposed and shown, because you will not rebuke the people from their transgression and sins. That's what he mean when he talk about a watchman. See, if you're not a preacher, it's a preacher's job to warn the people. That means you're supposed to spit a word that warns the people that the sword is coming. Get your soul right. You know, a lot of people feel like, oh, I warned that brother. His blood is off my hands. That ain't got nothing to do with you, sir. That has nothing to do with you. You're supposed to rebuke your brother not to cause sin to fall upon him. You're not a watchman. A watchman is somebody who this man done son. Because then he sinned Ezekiel. He sent Ezekiel and told Ezekiel from his mouth, go warn them. And if you don't warn them, then I'm going to kill you. And you got niggas, they ain't going to go warn nobody. They going to sit back. They going to know them people doing wickedly. And you know why they going to know them people doing wickedly? Because they doing wickedly. So the last thing they want the people to know is that they're wicked. I can't call you out on nothing and you can turn around and call me out on it. Even though the master said, he said, judge ye not lest you be judged. He wasn't telling you not to judge. He just say, hey, nigga, don't judge nobody if you shower now, because that junk going to get thrown right back in your face. He ain't tell you not to do it. He just say, you know, if you ain't right now, that junk coming right back to you. Don't be around here telling that brother, boy, don't you hit them hoes. But nigga, you just lied to me yesterday. That's why he told you, get that beam out. Put that stem down and stop smoking that crack. Then you can tell your brother stop smoking crack. Matter of fact, go and get that from Matthew chapter 7, man. Is that Matthew 7? See, people get that verse misconstrued. We ain't supposed to be judging people. That is not what that man told you. You know what I'm saying? He just told you, if you do it, just know it's coming back. If you're not right. Just put it that way.
Thank you.
Matthew 7:1. And after that, 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 15, I said.
Judge not that ye be not judged.
Mm-hmm.
For with that judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. And with that measure ye meet, it shall be measured to you.
Can you sit back and look at somebody who judged somebody and that same judgment guy came right back to him? I can think of two men that did it off the rip. Job friends judged him, and the same judgment they meted out on Job came right back to him. Because they certainly judged him to be wicked, didn't they? With no evidence. When they had a beam in their eye. Job hadn't done nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? There's many examples of that through the word. Of people judging somebody, but yet their hands weren't clean. That didn't make the judgment that they rendered any false, made it false or not correct. It's just that the same judgment that they rendered on their person came right back to them. Oh yeah, your son done pooped. 1 Corinthians 2:15. Oh, I ain't know if they got him. Oh, they stay on diaper patrol. Oh, dang, that's D less than 20 minutes. I think he peed the first time. 1 Corinthians 2:15. And I'm going to tell you something. That's why people don't like people who speak on certain things if they know they can't render judgment back on them because their hands are clean. So we didn't read. Hold on. I ain't read. You already there. We didn't get all that verse.
I got you.
I'm already. Just stay where you at. Verse 3. And he said, why behold thou the mote that's in thy brother's eye, but consider not the beam that's in thy own eye? Or wilt thou say to thy brother, let me pull out the mote out of thine eye, and behold, the beam is in thy own eye? Thou hypocrite, first cast out the beam out of thy own eye, and then thou shalt see clearly to cast out the mote out thy brother's eye. He didn't tell you not to judge. He just told you not to judge if you a sinner. So if you a sinner, how can you stand up and preach the word? Because you can't judge nothing. You can't reprove nobody. Because now you just said you a hypocrite. And if you're a hypocrite, you know what that means you are? A liar. and no liar has any part in the kingdom of Shamahin. You can't get in. So you mean to tell me you think y'all gonna send liars up there to preach the word? How am I tell Stanley, yeah, boy, you shouldn't be beating your meat, boy, and we were watching porn together. And cause you know what Stanley will be thinking, shoot, boy, that nigga was watching porn with me though. Man, that bastard, he gonna be around the house tomorrow though. I got a new tape. That nigga don't give me back what I want though. I'm gonna tell everybody that nigga be in the closet too. Say, how you know? Cause shoot, nigga, I was in the other room watching it too. I ain't ashamed. Everybody know I like porn. But nigga be like this here, boy. Boy, where don't you be drinking that liquor now? Shoot, nigga, but you bought the bottle. How you gonna look at you? You bought the bottle. And then you know what you try to do when you bought the bottle? Go late at night so nobody don't see you. Might even hit the drive-through, pulling up at Max, pulling up that truck on the west side. I ride past it all the time, catch them niggas at that window.
Who you call out though?
Shoot, I'm just talking about regular people, not nobody I know. I only know about that spot because of what the name is. Dang, I forget his
There's a
name.
bunch of them Turner niggas.
Yeah, I can't remember this nigga. Ed. That nigga Ed used to love to pull up on that spot right there on Cass across the street from that McDonald's and get him some Ron Rico. I ain't never heard of Ron Rico. I ain't even know nothing about it. I don't know nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? That nigga love to pull up that drink. He ain't getting out neither. That nigga pulling up to the window. Nigga, we used to be young pulling up at Max. Nigga, we 16, 17 years old. They sending that liquor right out the window. You know what I'm saying? Coming back with some Henny, some Remy. Nigga, I like this here, like, shoot, nigga, you ain't even know. You barely got your driver's license. But you can't tell nobody. That's all he telling you. You can't tell nobody to do something you ain't right. Come on, man. 1 Corinthians 2 and 15.
It said, but he that is spiritual judges all things, yet he himself is judged of no man.
They try to judge the master all the time, and they couldn't be judged by nobody.
For who has known the mind of the master?
That's good. A spiritual man ain't judged by no man. You know what's crazy? Nathan came and he judged David. David couldn't judge nothing on Nathan because David was wrong. You know what I'm saying? But before David did what he did, Saul could be judged. Saul couldn't judge David. David had done no wrong.
Didn't Paul say in 1 Corinthians 2, we shall judge the matter
In 6, yeah. He said you'll judge the Malakim and people. Say you'll judge the whole world. That's why he say, are you not able to even judge the smallest matters? We talked about that Wednesday, because niggas have respective persons. You know what I'm saying? See, niggas don't even know because they haven't allowed that situation to arise, because most of them weren't willing to bring up whatever they had to bring up that matters could have brought up. I done told you that before. I wouldn't judge it. I would only judge it if it was too hard for the person that we picked to judge it. If it was too hard for them to do, then I'll do it. Why do I need to judge every matter? I ain't got to judge every matter. Because I know what the book say. I don't have to do it. I can let somebody else do it, male or female, and let them judge it. But see, the thing is that most of the time people don't want to do that because they'll have to be bound by the judgment that's given according to what's written. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times people don't want to deal with that judgment aspect because they don't want to be found to be the wrong party. And 9 times out of 10 it's because they know that they're wrong. If you confident that you ain't wrong, you don't care about that. Because if you do, remember the judgment is of Yah and not man. So if there's a discrepancy, that means everything has to be placed on the table for the person to rightly be able to judge it. And most people don't want to be that forthcoming. You know what I'm saying? Because now you're going to have to say what you did or what you didn't do. And a lot of times people don't want nobody to know what they've done or what they haven't done. You know what I'm saying? And that's just disingenuous. Come on back to Isaiah 9. You know, I've stated that on several occasions that we could do that. No one's ever taken that offer, though. Because I certainly wasn't going to judge. That if niggas had issues on anything, we just everybody get together. That person states their case, the other person states their case. One person judge it, and they got to judge it according to the word. And if it was too hard for them to handle, that's what Moses said. He said, everything else, you judge it. And if it's too hard for you, he say, then bring it to me. He didn't say, I'm going to be around here on every corner judging everything. He said, no, I got somebody for this and somebody for that and somebody for that. And you judge that because I ain't got time to deal with that. And you know what people will tell you that? Oh, that means you don't care. So I guess Moses didn't care. That's a major burden for that person to take on. I can't judge every single solitary matter. Some matters, that's why he say y'all are not even wise enough to judge the smallest matters. That's from the law. That's from the law. That's from Deuteronomy 1. He set the men up as judges to judge the smaller matters. So he didn't have to deal with it. And he said, if it's too hard, then you bring it to me and I'll judge it. Now, don't you think that's actually wise? You know who gave him that idea to do that?
Median's father.
Father-in-law.
His father-in-law, Jethro. Jethro the one told him to do that. Only being because he wasn't sitting back like Moses was trying to say, I want to be the man, I want to run it. But he's sitting back looking at, I have this responsibility and I got to carry it. He ain't thinking about that. And Jethro had to tell him, baby boy, you taking too much on yourself, man. That junk gonna break you. You got to do this, and the third. That's going to kill you. You know what Moses said? He ain't sit back and say, I'm the leader. He said, you know what? You right, because that junk sure is breaking me. And guess what y'all did? Handle that. He's told you, right? You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what you just meant in 1 Corinthians 6. If you look at it, and he said, y'all can't judge the smallest matters, that comes from the law, bro. Because then he set up captains over hundreds and 50s and 10s. So then that also goes to show you that the number of people following you means absolutely nothing, because this man had captains over 50 people and 10 people. You judge that. And if you can't handle that, then you come tell me. Ain't no way in the world somebody can handle all that type of stuff, man. And it also goes to show, how can the people be able to foster to be able to judge matters if you're judging everything? So you give them leeway and space to be able to do it. But niggas don't believe that. Because niggas don't want to be judged. That's why niggas will try to sway the judge. To get the judge to, that's why he tell you don't take gifts. That's why he say he don't accept rewards or take gifts, and he ain't got no respected person, because that's what niggas like to do. I told y'all this on Wednesday, because this is what y'all do. You are never supposed to go off one side of a story. The book tell you that. You're supposed to heal a whole of a matter. Say if you don't heal a whole of a matter and speak on it, the book say you a fool. You was a fool. A nigga can't come tell me something about Stanley and I just go by that because that's what they said. I'm going to have to hear the other side of that. Because there's three sides to every story. Theirs, yours, and the truth. You know what I'm talking about? It's very few times in my lifetime where I've seen two people have a discrepancy and both of them told the truth. You know what I'm saying? About what occurred. Because if they did tell the truth, then you seen that it was really just a misunderstanding, a miscommunication of what actually occurred, or a difference of perspective of what occurred, and they were able to rectify that discrepancy. But most of the time, one party is making it, slanting it towards themselves to make themselves look good. That's usually what you find. You know what I'm saying? When you got two people that's against one another for whatever reason, one party is going to slide to make themselves look good. I already know my cousin daddy like that. That nigga came to my sentencing hearing trying to make himself look good. I'm the one finna go to prison, cuz. Why you need to make yourself look good in this man's eyesight? This man don't know you, don't care nothing about you. Honestly, that's a narcissistic trait. You know what I'm saying? That's a narcissistic trait. To try to make yourself look good in a conflict. Then you know what ends up happening? You done probably seen it in your lifetime. You done probably seen it. Everybody in here done probably seen it. Nigga tried to make themselves look good in the conflict and the truth came out. You know what I'm saying? And then the nigga sitting back looking like, dang, bro. You lied on the man like that? And you know when that never happens? They never give you an apology for them telling them lies to other people to make you look bad in the story. You ever seen that where niggas say they apologize? Say, yeah, bro, I shouldn't, I lied on you, man. I embellished the story on you, man. I stretched it a little bit. I'm sorry.
Not off the strip.
Oh, no, not off the strip. They had to be implored.
Yeah. Nigga ain't gonna come back off the guilt trip.
That ain't right. That ain't right. You know what I'm saying? If you right, you ain't got to do that. One thing for certain, two things for sure. If you in the right, you don't have to convince people that you in the right. It'll show over time. Niggas who wrong, they always trying to convince you that they right and the other person wrong. That's what the scribes and Pharisees tried to do with the master. They knew they was in the wrong. What they tried to convince them? He's a blasphemer. He said he was going to destroy the temple. You know, he said he's a king. If he was in the wrong, it was going to show. You ain't have to put in that much effort. You did not have to put in that much effort. You put that effort in because you know you wrong. Come on back to Isaiah chapter 9. Which we about to read in a moment. What you at? Yeah, it's Isaiah 9, verse 11.
It said, therefore Yahuwah shall set up the adversaries of Rezin against him and join his enemies together, the Syrians before the Philistines behind. And they shall devour Yashar with the open mouth.
How they shot devour with what?
Open mouth.
Open mouth. Ain't that's what they did? They destroyed a Mashah with an open mouth, running their mouth.
For all this his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still.
What else?
For the people turned not unto him that smiteth them, neither do they seek Yahuwah of hosts.
It seems like when this man chastised the people and bust them upside their head, they still don't come back. Go ahead.
Therefore Yahuwah will cut off from Yasharal head and tail, branch and rush in one day.
What else?
The ancient and honorable, he is the head.
He is the head.
And the prophet that teacheth lies.
The prophet that what?
Teaches lies.
That teaches what?
Teaches lies. He is the tail.
He is the tail.
For the leaders of this people do cause them to err, and they that are led of them are destroyed.
That's ugly. Matthew 15 and 13. That's ugly. So you mean to tell me you gonna sit back? He said we didn't read that right in Matthew 22, right? Didn't he say you do err not knowing the scriptures? So you got niggas teaching the word, don't know what they talking about, causing the people to err. Therefore, you going to hell.
You'll be destroyed.
You gonna be destroyed. And you gonna listen. Ain't nowhere in the world I'm finna listen to. You ain't finna listen. You ain't finna let a nigga sit back and who's smoking a rock. Be like, shh, that's some good crack. You want some of this crack? You gonna listen to him? Cause this nigga can't tell you nothing cause he ain't in his right mind. So if you got sin in your heart, guess what that means? You're not in your right mind. How you gonna be able to tell somebody something? You can't tell me nothing. You better realize, son, he told you that in 2 Corinthians chapter 11. He said you got false apostles transforming themselves into the ministers of Mashiach. They look like they look like they done died. They look like they done lived, they done resurrected in the essence of Mashiach. But them niggas false though. We'll read it in a minute. Come on.
Give it to me. Come on.
He told you that in Revelation chapter 2. Men that call themselves apostles but are not. See, it's not very many men. A man can't come tell you, y'all taught me this about this here. Not if you had already been given the doctrine of Mashiach to somebody. You can't tell nobody that. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell nobody that.
Matthew 15.
I'm be honest with you too, man. Ain't no shame in that. If you got it from, I don't know why nigga feel like that's a shameful thing. Man, I don't go around boasting brag. Ain't nobody taught me nothing. Shoot, nigga, I was not adverse to that proposition. You know what I'm saying? At the time, that's all I knew. That's all the way you were supposed to get it. You know what I'm saying? You got to go holler at something. I'm like, dang, boy, ain't nobody in the city, man. And these niggas on this, you be showing me a garbage. You know what I'm saying? How we supposed to learn something? This is real conversations we having. You know what I'm saying? Like, how we supposed to learn anything? Ain't nobody in the city, and these niggas dumb.
That boy taught you.
Don't tell that lie. He ain't taught himself. I'm just being honest. I'm for real though. I've noticed that amongst our people. Not all of it. It's not a majority. I'm not gonna say it's a majority. But most of our people, they just feel like, oh, ain't nobody teaching me nothing. There's no shame. I don't see why we feel that there's shame in somebody teaching you about your Elohim. Why we feel like it's shame in that? There's no shame. Oh, they kill me with that one now. The Ruach is my teacher. Well, how did you come about purchasing that? How did you come in possession of that? He just threw that. So you mean to tell me this man just passing out the Ruach like a Pez dispenser? Like Oprah Winfrey? Yeah, you get a Ruach, you get a Ruach, everybody gets one. Because that's how you tell them niggas, everybody got it. You let these niggas tell it. I just seen the nigga today. I prayed for the Ruach and I received it. How? How? This a nigga who believe he a Hebrew. It's a Mexican dude. But my whole point is, it doesn't matter on his nationality. Where in the book do you see somebody just praying, and he gave it to him? And you hadn't been taught nothing. So you telling me you're an apostle now? You know, niggas get mad when you ask them that question. Because only because a lack of understanding that a lot of our people don't understand, that's what you're saying when you say that. You know what I'm saying?
Who in the word you would have said had the spirit though? In the OT.
Who in the word would have said they had it? Nobody.
Right, I was just making sure. Because you know, niggas try to.
What they had.
Yeah,
I'm
nobody.
making sure because the nigga say Solomon had a spirit.
He did.
Not the spirit of Mashiach, right?
I mean, they didn't have that continual spirit. It wasn't continual at that time. Everlasting indwelling. You understand what I'm saying? But most of them you didn't have to ask because they didn't have to tell because it was evident. It's some of them that told the people they had it. Like Mashiach told them, nigga, yeah, you know, that's right with me there. You might want to roll with me on that. But that was mainly to his disciples, though. Like those were conversations with people who, like they didn't walk around to people and say, I got the Ruach of Yahuwah. They didn't have to do that. They seen it. That's those who knew the word and knew their Elohim. So they would know. Just like I told y'all with Elisha. That lady seen Elisha walking back and forth. She said, I perceive that's a man of Elohim. He ain't had to say nothing. She seen it. She said, that's a man of God right there. I know. I'm finna make a bed for him and a candle. I'm gonna set some bread for that. So when he come in, when next time he come by, he could turn in here, he could lay here. She seen it. Because the man of Elohim is different than a regular person. They carry themselves different. They talk different. They move different. You know what I'm saying? And they stand out. You know what I'm saying? Niggas thinking you standing out because you got on some quote unquote cultural garb or some fringes, or you walk around here with sandals with death claws. I'm just thinking like I seen my man up in VA, he had his sandals on. You know what I'm saying? But his feet ain't look like no pterodactyl claws though. This nigga is stupid. I would have think about it because his fit would fly though. I can't tell him no, his fit would fly. I wouldn't wear it, but it would fly though. He had that all white on. That's what made it fly, be honest. You know what I'm saying? Can't never go wrong with that. Just don't stay clean when you're moving out and about. I don't know how he keep his so crispy. But in the photograph, that thing be looking crispy every time. Do you know what I'm saying? But that's what dudes think it's about. But anybody with a heart and a brain see straight through you. But that nigga sour. That's what your spirit tell you. That's why he say try the spirits whether they be an Elohim or not. There's many false prophets going in the world. Niggas get, you know I done been in the street, bro, and people done asked me questions and boom, 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 and I knew what they were doing. And when they got finished, they'd be like, I just had to test your spirit. I said, I know it. I ain't mad. I know what you were doing. Woo! You know, how many times y'all done seen a nigga spirit get tested and a nigga got mad? Nigga got mad, he ain't a Yah. If a nigga tried your spirit and you get mad, you not a Yah. Why would you be mad? When you ever seen any prophet in the book get mad because somebody tried their spirit to make sure they was of Yah or not? They would have had enough spiritual discernment to know what the person was doing and would oblige them. I ain't no problem with it. Y'all done seen that in person. Niggas done came at me. Y'all remember about almost, it's coming up on 2 years. Niggas came at me with all type of stuff. I ain't get mad in time. Sat there and answered every single solitary question. And by the favor of Yahuwah, flawlessly at that. Do you know what I'm saying? Say what you want to say. Uncross your nuts, man, before you get a legion.
I got the fear.
Shoot. A lot of questions, man, look at, they were talking about order, office. Shoot, them questions were asking plainly. I can't help if niggas don't understand. Can't help that. I ain't got no problem answering no questions.
You ain't approachable, bro.
Shoot, that's what some people say. Some say differently.
You're not approachable, man. Put yourself with people. Put yourself on the pedestal, man, because you got the word.
Yeah, I guess so. That what you say?
What the people say?
I don't know nothing about that. Come on with it, babe. I don't know nothing about that.
Matthew 15
and 13.
It said, but he answered and said, every plant which is heavenly, which my heavenly Father hath not planted, shall be rooted up.
Rooted up.
Let them alone. If they be blind leaders of the blind, and if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch.
They'll do what?
Fall into the ditch.
That's why those that lead you, you're going to be destroyed. Let's go over here to Jeremiah 29. Jeremiah 29, probably about verse 20.
Hear ye therefore the word of Yahuwah, all ye of the captivity whom I have sent from Jerusalem to Babylon. Thus said Yahuwah of hosts, the Elohim of Yashar, of Ahab, the son of Kaliah, and the son of Zedekiah, the son of Messiah, which prophesy a lie unto you in my name. Behold, I will deliver them into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and he shall slay them before your eyes, and of them shall be taken up a curse by the captivity of Yehudah which are in Babylon, saying, Yahuwah make thee like Zedekiah and like Ahab, whom the king of Babylon roasted in the fire, because they have committed villainy in Yashar, and have committed adultery with their neighbors' wives, and have spoken lying words in my name.
They did what?
Spoken lying words in my name.
Go ahead.
Which I have not commanded them. Even I know, and I am a witness.
That man said, I'm a witness of this here. These niggas, you know what? That's hard right there. You know, villainy is a strong English word.
That was my first time catching on.
You know, that's a strong English word, and that means you just a vile. You're a villainous. This is another way to say someone is villainous. You know how evil you got to be for somebody to say you committed villainy? We'll see what the Hebrew word here is for villainy. It is navala, and it is strictly immorality, disgrace, contumely disgrace, vile, profane actions, senselessness, and disgraceful folly. And you see what that disgraceful folly was? You see what he said they did? They lied in his name, and then on top of that, you know what he talking about they did? Slept with their neighbors' wives. Now keep on going. Look what he said now, because he finna write a letter. He had somebody write a letter to old wicked nigga. Look what he tell that wicked nigga. Keep on going, man. Verse 23, 24.
He said, thus shalt thou also speak unto Shemaiah the Nehelamite, saying,
What he said?
Thus speaketh Yahuwah of hosts, the Elohim of Yashar, saying, because thou hast sent letters in thy name unto all the people that are in Jerusalem, and to Zephaniah the son of Messiah, the priest, and to all the priests, saying, Yahuwah hath made thee priest instead in the stead of Jehoiada the priest, that ye should be officers.
So you know what he just sat back and said? Your wicked behind just stood up and said, y'all made me a priest instead of him being the priest. When y'all letting it be known, I ain't made you nothing. I don't know why you even teaching my people. Let's see why. Malachi 2 and 6. This is what he said a priest supposed to do. Give it to me now. It's not funny. Come here, AJ.
Malachi 3.
2 and 6.
2.
You cut your nose. Go. Hey, Potty. Come here, Potty. Come on, Potty. Come on.
Behold, I will corrupt your seed and the spreading dung upon your faces, even the dung of your solemn feast, and one shall take you away with it.
Go ahead.
And ye shall know that I have sent this commandment unto you, that my covenant might be with Levi, says Yahuwah of hosts. My covenant was with him of life and shalom, and I gave them to him for the fear wherewith he feared me and was afraid before my name.
AJ. She thought Leah was chasing her. Go ahead.
Bring that hat back. It says, the law of truth was in his.
The what is in his mouth?
The law of truth is in his mouth.
So how you gonna be committing villainy and the law of truth be in your mouth at the same token you committing disgraceful folly? Go ahead.
And he walked with me in shalom and equity, and did turn many away from iniquity.
Go
For
ahead.
the priest's lips should keep knowledge.
Keep what?
And they keep knowledge.
And the people should do what?
And the people should seek the law at his mouth.
Why?
For he is the messenger of Yahuwah of
Who
hosts.
sent the Levites? Didn't y'all send them? And you got this nigga coming up here, Shemaiah the Nehelamite, talking about y'all sent him to preach. He done made himself a priest, didn't he? But did y'all make him a priest? No, he did not make him a priest. 1 Corinthians chapter 9 and verse 12. He and just know that Shemaiah the Nehelamite is a false prophet. He's a false prophet. No, I want to see what his name meant. Yahir's.
Oh, yeah, somebody. I knew that.
No, I know he's a false prophet just by looking at the context. Go ahead.
I like Shemaiah though.
That's another one. This was one during the time of Rehoboam. 1 Corinthians 9 and 12.
if others be partakers of this power over you, are not we rather? Nevertheless, we have not used this power, but suffer all things, lest we should hinder the Besorah of the Mashiach.
Yep.
Do ye not know that they which minister about Kadash things live on the things of the temple?
Pause. He said, don't you know that those who live of set apart things live of those things in the temple? Where you gonna see that at in the law?
The Levites.
Well,
Question again?
read it to him again.
Do you not know that they which minister to the Kadash things live into the things of the temple?
Where you gonna find that at in the law?
By them tithing to them because they live off, because they don't have no inheritance. They live in the temple.
Let's go to Leviticus 21.
Get away.
What you doing? You can read?
Leviticus.
21:1.
And Yahuwah spoke unto Moses, saying, speaking to the sons of Aaron, and say unto them, there shall none be defiled for the dead among this people.
Mm-hmm.
For
Heard what he said? Now where can we go at in the Besorah and see that? None should be defiled for who? Put it down.
for the dead, let the dead live in the dead.
Back.
Go on and get it for him. Luke 9:58. AJ. Thank you.
Hey.
9:58. And Yahuwah said unto him, foxes have holes and birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man have not or where to lay his head. And he said unto another, follow me. But he said, Master, suffer me first to go and bury my father.
Oh, you wet.
Yahuwah said unto him, let the dead bury their dead, but go thou and preach the kingdom of Elohim.
Go over here with your mama. So if the dead burying the dead, guess what? You can't defile yourself with that. Leviticus 21. Yeah, her skirt wet. I don't know if that means she's urinated. Her skirt's definitely wet.
Leviticus 21:2. But for his kin that is near unto him, that is, for his mother, and for his father, and his son, and his daughter, and for his brother, for his sister, a virgin, that is not unto him, which have no husband, for her may he be defiled.
So to read that again. Think about it.
It said, for his sister.
For his who?
His sister.
And who else?
A virgin.
A virgin.
That is nigh unto him,
That's near to him.
which have had no husband.
No husband.
For her may he be defiled.
He can be defiled for her. Go ahead.
But he shall not defile
No,
himself.
go back. You mentioned way more people than the sister.
Oh, so he say, but for his kin.
For his who?
His kin.
His who?
His kin.
What else?
That is near.
That is what?
That is near.
And what else?
For his mother.
For his who?
For his father.
For his father.
For his son.
For his son.
For his daughter.
For his daughter.
And for his brother.
And his brother. What y'all think this could mean? He said you can't. He just said he can't defile himself for the dead, right? But then he turned around and said you can do it for your kinfolk. What does this mean?
You can lay down your life for your neighbor.
Yeah, you can. But what does it mean though? He said he can't. Get me Mark, right? Is that
When he
Mark?
said being defiled.
Yeah, you can't make yourself dead. You can't make yourself unclean for the dead. Now we just seen him tell him let the dead bury the dead, bury the dead. So let them sinners run with sinners. Don't defile yourself for no sinner. That's what he said.
Oh, I say your neighbor.
Now let's look at something, right? What it is? Mark chapter 9. Is it Mark chapter 9? Go ahead, little Stanley. I hear you.
I was thinking about when I was thinking about everybody that tried to come up to him after the resurrection. He wouldn't let them touch him.
Okay, I got you. Hold on. I gotta make sure this the right spot. I don't think it's Mark 9 though. Oh, give me a second.
They lie on your name when they see that you got the blessing.
Mark 3:31. These niggas got gum in the carpet. Dang! God.
There came then his brother and his mother standing without, and they sent unto him, calling him. And the multitude said about him, and they said unto him, behold, thy mother and thy brethren without seek for thee. And he answered them, saying, who is my mother or my brother? And he looked round about them and that sat him and said, behold, my mother and my brother. For whosoever do the will of Elohim, the same as my brother and sister.
Whoever do what?
The will of
So
Elohim.
who did he just say this priest could defile himself for? Let's go back and look at it. Who did he just say he could defile himself for?
For his kin.
For his kinfolk. Who his kinfolk is then?
His mother, his sister, his brother, son, daughter, and sister.
So what you think this could mean then? What did we read in, what you say, Doc? Yeah. What did we just read in John 17? All those that are thine are mine. So who did he die for?
Who he chose.
Who he chose, whose names were written in the Lamb's Book of Life from the foundation of the world. So he could defile himself for them. He can make himself profane and common for them. Let's see that. Hebrews 2 and 14.
Hot, huh?
You made number Instagram notifications. Yeah, but so you know what my phone do though? They'll send it there to somebody like something and they'll like it about 2 hours ago. It definitely
That
don't.
little Down syndrome, that's all it's listening.
But that one they was saying my homegirl had posted for the first time in a long time. I just was thinking about her the other day because she's a certified public accountant and I may need one. Hebrews 2 and 14. Make it 11.
For both he that sanctified and they who are sanctified are all of one. For which cause he is not ashamed to call them brothers.
You got to remember this also ties into Leviticus 25 with the Jubilee and the redemption of your near kinsman. You had to notice that Hamashiach made himself unclean for, he died for everybody, sinners included. See, one of the biggest mistakes that I hear dudes make, can't nobody die for your sins? And they take that when you say Yahushua died for the sins of the people. And that's not dying for the sins of individual people. That's dying for the sins that are under the covenant that you may be forgiven. Not dying for you being disobedient and unbelieving, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Because if you commit a sin, you will pay the punishment and penalty for that sin. You know what I'm saying? Now, whether Yah chooses to kill you or not is surely up to his discretion.
Everybody gonna die
So
anyway.
he died for the same time.
Yeah.
That's it.
He died, when he say sins, not only that, to take away the curse that was on Adam and to redeem you from the breaking of the first covenant, because if not, you have to be killed for it. Because remember what he says in Jeremiah 31, which we haven't gotten to that yet, and showing what is the new covenant and all those other things is he said, I will remember your sins and iniquities no more. He said, you broke the first covenant. So he has to make a new one, or else, according to the first covenant, the whole nation of Yashar must be put to death. If he does that, he has not kept his promise to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So he had to come up with a plan to keep his word to them, so that he shows himself to be who he is, which is faithful. Because truth be told, he's still faithful if he killed the whole nation. But then he look at it as, even though I would be faithful in that aspect, I wouldn't be faithful to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Therefore, I must fulfill what I told them, what I promised them. I promised them something, and I'm going to do it. And he just came up with a plan to get that done. You know what I'm saying? That's what they missing. Because if you say that, okay, you don't got to believe in Yahushua. When is the new covenant in effect? Because right now we still in our sins, which means there's no way for us to come back into the land until another covenant is brought into effect. It can't happen. It can't happen. He can't bring you back into the land under that covenant. You broke it. That covenant required for you to be removed. It has no clause for you to return.
When he promised Abraham and Jacob basically their seed enter into the land.
He promised that that Abraham would always have a seed before him. He promised Isaac the same thing. He promised Jacob the same thing. Then he promised them the land, and he promised that he would be their Elohim and their seeds Elohim forever. So if he wipes us out, he ain't kept his promise to those men. He gonna keep his promise to those men. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be a liar. Because, and it's not because Yah's a liar, because we the ones broke it. But he got to do what he got to do to show forth himself to be faithful to Abraham. Go ahead.
Did you say when Adam committed sin, that's when Satan had power over death?
Yeah.
As soon as Adam sinned.
As soon as they partook. Because death come through sin, and he's a sinner. I seen a dude arguing. They talking about, did the ancient Israelites believe that there was a talking serpent in the garden? I'm like, I don't know what the people believe. I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? And just because they believe that, does that make it right? Oh, in antiquity, they believed that was a talking snake in the garden. I don't think them people was that simple to believe that there was a snake hissing and talking. I think they could understand that that was a euphemism. You know what I'm saying? But you never know with some of these people.
Hey.
Back up, Henry. Henry. I don't want you to hit your head, Henry.
When it said serpent, I always look at it as the craftiness he was trying to describe.
That's it. Slimy, sneaky.
But niggas that say that was a person, though.
Yeah.
I mean, truth be told, if they accept what Paul states, then it's the Malachim. He told you, he said, if another Malachim bring another gospel, which we have not preached, let him be damned, let him be cursed. Satan was cursed. You think this man cursing snakes?
Transform himself to an angel.
Niggas really think I cursed this snake to go on his belly. You stupid bastard, he was already on his belly.
They say serpent, though.
It's already on his belly. I ain't never seen a snake around here walk. How did he walk? He ain't got no feet. That nigga ain't got no legs. He ain't got no knee joints.
Could have been a little salamander. That's what I'm saying.
It say serpent.
That's why I say it could have been a little salamander.
It don't say salamander. That nigga says salamander. You know what I'm saying?
Say he that dragon.
But guess what though? We know what that means. Go on the belly. Go after his desires. That's what happened when you spiritually retarded. You really around here telling people a snake will walk around here talking to people. Well, he made a donkey talk. That was the Malachim talking stupid, not the donkey. Go ahead.
Okay, so then the belly is the lust after the flesh.
Because he told you in the Philippians that their Elohim is their belly. They mind earthly things. So when he cursed him to go on his belly, he cursed him to go after the desires of his flesh. And when he tell him to eat dust, that means you're going to eat the earth, which means you're going to be written in the earth. When you read that place in the book, their names will be written in the earth, that means they going to hell.
And him being
the God of this world.
The kingdom is not of this world because his world is the belly.
Go ahead. Where you at?
Keep saying, go ahead. Hebrew.
Okay, go ahead. Hebrew 2. No, you're not.
You want more?
Yeah, we only read verse 11.
I want more. Saying, I will declare thy name unto thy brother in the midst of the assembly, and I will sing praise unto thee. And again I will put my trust in him, and again, behold, I and the children of which Elohim give me, for as much then as the children are partakers of the flesh and blood.
He likewise did what?
Partook of the same. That through death he might destroy him that had power over death, that is the adversary.
Go ahead.
And deliver them who through fear of death were all their lifetime subject to bondage. For verily he took not on him the nature of Malachim, but he took on the seed of Abraham. Wherefore in all things it behooved him to be made like unto his brethren, that he might be a merciful and faithful high priest in things pertaining to Elohim.
Yes, sir.
To
That's
make
good.
reconciliation
For the people.
of the sins of the people.
So it made sense for him to die for his who? To be made like unto his who?
His kinfolk.
His kinfolk. So I can make myself be defiled for my kinfolk. I'm not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Yashar.
I mean, you can go around and eat a little crab pot with your kinfolk.
Don't eat no crab pot now. Don't eat no crab pot.
But you gonna be unclean. You'll be all right to
Yeah, no, don't eat no crab pot. John 15:13. Don't eat no crab pot. Leave them garlic trays for them garlic hoes.
I'm saying, but it's your kinfolk.
Because you know all them Jacksonville hoes love a garlic tray. You guarantee to get you some butt. You pop up with a garlic tray and a couple pieces of corn.
Bottle of Ciroc.
A bottle of Ciroc and some sausages and some corn.
Sauce and corn.
And a potato on that garlic tray.
My man.
You already know what's gonna happen. You mess with them garlic tray hoes, you gonna have some garlic tray vaginas gonna come up on you, boy. You like, this is screw it. I paid for it. Yeah, they say oysters are aphrodisiac. Go afro to hell, go ahead. And you gonna be like, it's because I got high.
Oh, aphrodisiac.
Go ahead.
What you want? John 10?
No.
He said John 15.
Yeah, and
Got that
13.
too. Greater love have no man than man that laid down his life for his friends.
No.
Ye are my friends if you do whatsoever I command.
You my what?
You are my friend.
He said greater love. That man laid his life down. No, you what? You laid your life down for your friends. He laid his life down for his kinfolk. Come on back to Leviticus 21. That's your face, baby. You do it. Leviticus 21, what verse we in? And we can have to deal with that a little bit more deeper another day. But I think y'all get the gist of it. So you know what that shows you? That, hold on, matter of fact, since I said it, 1 John chapter 3. 3 and about 14. Go wipe your nose. I'll tell you mom wipe your nose. That's not anymore. You got a cold? You do? You feel okay? Huh? No, you can't play with that.
1 John 3 and 14. We know that we have passed from death unto life.
Pass from what?
Death unto life.
Why?
Because we love the brother.
Go ahead.
He that loveth not his brother abideth in death.
Death.
Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer.
A what?
A murderer.
A what?
A murderer.
Go ahead.
And ye know that no murderer hath eternal life
You got
abiding.
no ruach in you, you doing that. Go ahead.
Hereby perceive we love Elohim
Because we what?
because he laid down his life for us. And we ought to lay down our lives for the brother.
He laid his life down for his kinfolk.
For who?
For his mother.
Put it down.
For his, you know who his mother is? Who is his mother that he laid his life down for? Yerushalayim. Who's his father he laid his life down for?
Who's the father?
Who's the father he laid his life down for? Yahuwah. Who's his brother he laid his life down for? You. Who's his sister he laid his life down for? You. Who's his sons and daughters that he laid his life down for? You. Same thing. He defiled himself. How did he defile himself? He that hangeth on a tree is cursed. If you cursed, you definitely unclean.
I thought you was going to say his brother, Yashar.
Nah, literally us. You can say that, but literally us.
Because I was thinking about it.
Remember, we just read it. Don't you write on that, baby. What you were thinking about?
When he was calling them two sisters.
Oh yeah, Jeremiah.
Judah,
Ezekiel
Yashar.
23. Don't do it. Don't do it. I just told you not to do that.
Judah and Yashar.
Bring me that papers, AJ.
Paper.
Thank you, AJ. He made himself unclean for his mother, his sister, his brother. That's what he did. And you supposed to make yourself unclean for your people, meaning to die for them. Because he said don't make yourself unclean for the dead, but then he gave an exception. So you know that's also telling you, come out from among them and stop hanging around sinners. He's telling you not to touch them. If you're going to claim to be a priest, and we know it said by his blood we make kings and priests, how you fooling with a sinner then? Where they do that at? They do it nowhere. Come on with it, man. Leviticus. I ain't going to get to everything I had, but I got tomorrow though.
Give it to him. Come on. So your eyebrows move like you was just say something.
So you do it tomorrow?
Yeah, I got to preach tomorrow.
Leviticus.
Yeah, I said I got tomorrow, huh? Tomorrow's Pentecost, sir.
What you call it?
Yeah, I know he did.
July.
June the 3rd.
Yeah, Corey told me July 4.
What is July?
June.
Yeah, next week. Yeah, he corrected himself. Clearly, he didn't tell you.
You ain't in the group chat?
I thought I had it on my phone correct. I didn't know that. Yeah, he definitely said June 4th.
Same morning.
Yeah.
That's why when you call, me with that, that was like short notice.
When?
When you,
Oh.
Cause I'm like,
Yeah, I thought, that's what I called you. And then he was like, because he said something about Pentecost lands on the day after the Sabbath or something. I forgot what he was saying. But I remember, I thought it was June 1st.
Yeah, Pentecost always gonna be the first day of the week, or the day after the Sabbath. Yeah, we'll discuss that later. Go ahead. I mean, Pentecost ain't really that big of a deal on taking days off because it's gonna be on days that most people don't work anyway. Go ahead.
So you want 21?
Yeah, still 21.
All right. Oh, Lord.
I know you will.
All right. Brother, sister, kinfolk. We have verse 4. But he shall not defile himself, being a chief man among his people, to profane himself.
He will not do what?
He shall not defile himself, being a chief man among his people.
Say he can't defile himself if he the chief what? The chief man?
Chief man.
Hold on now, not the chief man.
Head man.
He say he shall not defile himself, become unclean, or become impure, being a chief man. And that is Baal, the owner, the husband, the lord, or the ruler of the house. To profane himself. Profane is kalal. It means to pollute or to desecrate, to be polluted or defiled, or to treat as common, or to violate the covenant. Swing back to that Jeremiah 29. So hold on. Before we swing back to Jeremiah, 1 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 1.
Chief man.
Because he said the chief people or the heads of the people cause the people to err, which means they're going to be destroyed, which means these people are defiling themselves, therefore destroying the people. You can't be no priest defiling yourself. That's what the law say. We still got 1 Corinthians 9 on deck too, because that's where we sprung that from. But go on, give him that 1 Timothy chapter 3 though.
It said, this is a true saying, if a man desire the office of a bishop, he desires good work.
Ain't nothing wrong if you desire that. You desire a good job. Go ahead.
A bishop then must be blameless.
He can't have no impurities on him.
A husband of one wife.
Have a husband of one wife.
Vigilant, sober, of good behavior, and
Good
given
behavior,
the hospitality.
and given the hospitality.
Apt to teach.
Ready to teach.
Not given to wine, a striker, not greedy of filthy lucre, but patient, not a brawler, not covetous.
Okay, that's good, right? He say a bishop because he the head of the house, right? He can't have that on him. Say you the chief man of your people, you can't be impure, right? Now let's go back to 1 Corinthians chapter 9. That means a lot of people according to the law got to sit they behind down.
1 Corinthians chapter 9. How you want?
Well, we start that. You can read verse 12 again.
It says, if others be partakers of his power over you, are not we rather? Nevertheless, we have not used this power, but suffer all things, lest we should hinder the Besorah of the Mashiach. Do ye not know that they which minister about the Kodash things live of the things of...
Now, we read the Leviticus 21 for a reason, and now I'm finna just do the quick one while he holding that. Now, we just sat back and look at this, right? We talked about that not making ball before. Don't have no cuttings in your flesh. He say that you could be set apart. He say your wife can't be a whore. And she can't violate the covenant, which goes back to what's in Timothy. We didn't read it, where it says that what? Your wife got to be blameless. And all of that. So if you preaching, your wife can't be no slut. That's what he's just telling you. If you're going to be a priest and he's sending you, your wife can't be no whore. That's what it says. Thou shalt not take a wife that is a whore or profane. That's why the Mashiach had to die, because his wife was a whore. High priest can't marry no whore. You know what I'm talking about? She had to become a chaste virgin, discreet. Then he sit back and say, neither shall they take a woman put away from her husband. He said he got to sanctify himself when he offer the bread of Elohim, because he shall be set apart. The Elohim will sanctify you. So then you got some people sitting around here. How you going to be around here offering the bread? Didn't the master say his body was bread? Now how you going to offer that bread to the people and you ain't sanctified yourself and you defiled? Therefore, you've made a Mashiach defile. Does he not say in 1 Corinthians chapter 6 that he that is joined to a harlot is one body? So we shall make the body of Mashiach and turn it into a harlot? Elohim forbid. So how you going to be wicked and sour and be this? Niggas is violating the law with that. But they can't see that though. Hold on, there's more. We're going to leave that part alone about the daughter of any priest. If she profane herself by playing the whore, she profane her father and shall be burnt with fire. So that you know what that goes into? If your child acting wild, the law say kill her. If you a priest though. Then he say, neither shall he go into any dead body, neither defile himself for his father or his mother. Neither shall he go out of the sanctuary, no profane the sanctuary of Elohim, for the crown of the anointing oil of his Elohim is upon him. Give me Hebrew chapter 6 real fast. That's verse 12 I just read. Neither shall he go out of the sanctuary, no profane the sanctuary of his Elohim, for the crown of his anointing oil is upon him. He said if he take a wife, he got to take her in her virginity. A widow, a divorced woman, a profane or a harlot, these shall he not take. Neither shall he profane his seed. And then in Leviticus 22, he keep on going with this. This is so you showing you those who, the priests, ministered to the set apart things, therefore they had to be set apart according to what the law say, correct? Keep that in mind. Hebrews 6 and 2. One day you're going to stop following those muscles. One day. You know she trips down a lot. You know one day she's going to have a balance. She's going to be an elite athlete. Hebrews 6 and 2. You don't think she's going to be an elite athlete? Man, she's going to get them feet right, man. She's just a baby.
He said, of the doctrine of baptism and laying on of hands and the resurrection of the dead and of eternal judgment. And this we do if Elohim permit.
Mm-hmm.
For it is impossible for those who are...
It is what?
It is impossible for those who were once enlightened.
That are once in what?
Enlightened.
If they once enlightened, you know what that meaning, right? That crown of anointing oil on their head. But hold on, let's look at the Greek word for it. Just for general principle. Enlightened. To give light, to shine, to illumine, to render evident. To instruct, to inform, to teach, spiritually imbue with saving knowledge, to give understanding to. So he said if a person done got the understanding of Mashiach, which we know that lighting is to die.
Go sit down. Go sit down.
That means you too, Renee.
Go.
So that means you've been lighted upon to know that you're supposed to offer yourself to the Elohim by dying. It's impossible for you to go by. Come on. Start it from the top on that verse.
It said, for it is impossible for those who were once enlightened and have tasted the heavenly gift and were made partakers of the Ruach HaKodesh and have tasted the good word of Elohim and the powers of the world to come. Mm-hmm. If they shall fall away, to renew them again unto repentance, seeing they crucify to themselves the Son Elohim afresh and put him to an open
He said you can't go out. Hamashiach is the sanctuary. So he said you can't go out that sanctuary if that anointing oil is upon you, because you're going to make it common. You're going to violate the covenant. He said it's impossible for you to do that if you done partook. So when you minister in the temple of set apart things, then therefore you had to be set apart. 1 Corinthians chapter 9. We just sit back looking at it. It's a lot of people, they violating the law by calling themselves teaching anyone. I just seen a dude, I watched a little bit of it, and they say if I baptize your wife, she coming with me. Cuz with dead serious too. He said, I do not talk to single women. If you want me to teach you, we're going to have to get married. He said, I don't want you for sex. I don't want you for sex. We're just going to have to get married. I don't want you for sex. I have to get married. This is the same dude that said if you have children, it's a sin. If you ejaculate in your wife, it's a sin. Same dude. Nigga look kind of fruity in my opinion, but that's just me. Go ahead.
You want 1 Corinthians
9. Read verse 13.
All right. Do ye not know that they which minister about the Kodesh things of the temple, and they which wait on the altar are partakers with the altar?
So if you minister, if you serve the set apart things and partake of the things of the altar, then you set apart by the things you're partaking in. Go ahead.
Even so have Yahuwah ordained that
Even so that Yahuwah is what?
Ordained.
What is he ordained?
That they which preach the Basar should live.
So he say he is appointed that if you preach the word, you got to live the word. So that means if you ain't living it, you can't preach it. He didn't appoint you to do that. How do we know that? John 15 and 16. Because I'm going to tell you something, right? Just based on it like this. Like, do you think the people knew everything Yahushua went and did? No. Think they knew everything Paul went and did? No. But if you around people like Paul say, you will know my manner of life. People's manner of life shows. If you around people who drug dealers, it shows. If they killers, it shows. If they get up and go to work, if they like the club hop, it shows. If somebody's a whore, it shows if she's a whore or he's a whore. It shows. And truth be told, birds of a feather flock together. But tell you that.
Birds of a feather flock together.
Yes, they do. Come on with it, man. 1 Corinthians, where you at?
You wanted John.
Oh yeah, John 15 and 16, and after that, 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 8.
Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you that ye should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain.
He appointed them.
That whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he will give it.
He appointed them.
These things I command you, that ye love one another. If the world hates you, ye know that it hated me before.
That's good. 2 Timothy 3. He appointed them. He gave them the commission to go preach it. The same way when he told Paul, told the dude to go get Paul. He said, man, Paul, this, that, and the third. He said, man, that's a chosen vessel unto me, to bear witness unto me to the children of Yashar and the kings. Go do what I told you to do. See, but you know what a nigga come with? Oh, y'all sent me. Hey, if that what you want to say, boy, he sent you then. I'm not finna argue with you about it. You know what I'm saying? See, you know that when that dude spit that, I forget the false prophet name in Jeremiah 28, when he spit that false prophecy, Jeremiah say, I mean, let y'all do so. Ain't that what he told him? He ain't sit back and say, oh, you lying, nigga. He say, yeah, let y'all prosper it and bring it to pass. I know you sour, nigga. I'm not finna argue with you about it. They didn't argue with niggas about telling lies. They already knew the nigga was lying. They let y'all deal with him. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, he didn't send you. He didn't send you. He already know he ain't sent you. I'm watching how you behave. I'm listening to what you say out your mouth. That's how I know. Y'all bless it and increase it. And they walked off. Ain't that's what they did? You didn't see Elijah going back and forth with the prophets of Baal. You seen him mocking them. I already know you false. Why am I argue with a liar for? I know you stupid. The sad part about it is you don't know. Go ahead. She's a little amped up there. 2 Timothy 3 and 8.
Now as Jannes and Jambres withstood Moses, so do these also resist the truth. Men of corrupt minds reprobate concerning the faith.
Corrupt minds reprobate.
But they shall proceed no further, for their folly shall be manifest.
Their what?
Their folly.
That's what we finna see with that prince. They folly gonna be manifest. You gonna see it. You gonna see it.
Oh no.
Go ahead.
But their folly shall be manifest unto all men, as theirs also was. But thou hast fully known my doctrine, manner of life.
He said, you fully know my teaching,
my manner of life,
my manner of life,
purpose, faith, long suffering, charity, and patience.
He said, you know all of these things. How else you gonna know him unless you round him? Little muffin, you done went crazy.
It say persecutions, afflictions, which came unto me at Antioch, at Iconium.
That's good. That's good. Finish this 1 Corinthians 9. Let me make sure we got everything. Read verse 14 again. She looking at you like, why won't you acknowledge me? She tried to kill me the other day. All the turn jumping on me.
1 Corinthians 9
and 14.
Even so have you ordained that they which preach the Besor should live by the Besor.
Go back to Jeremiah 29. I'm finna wrap him up.
Jeremiah 29.
We in 29 and 24. And remember, right? Remember, because in verse 23 he said they committed villainy or disgraceful folly. He mentioned Jones and Jambres, that their folly would be made manifest. You know, the folly of the scribes and Pharisees was made manifest. I didn't even pull that out yet on one of the verse we were looking at today. When they consulted on his death, and the folly was made manifest because they killed the Prince of Peace, the Prince of Life. They killed him. You know how many priests folly? You know the master walked around exposing the folly of the scribes and Pharisees and Sadducees his entire life? Well, time of his ministry, exposing their folly, their covetousness, their pride, their blasphemy, all of these things. And when you're dealing with dudes who not living according to the word, the name of Yahuwah is being blasphemed through their teachings. That's why he said in Ezekiel 13, which we looked at last night, that their name will be blotted out from under Shamahim. Their name won't be written and they won't get in the land. It's not going to happen. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 29
and 23.
It says, because they have committed valley in Yashar and have committed adultery.
Villainy.
Why I keep saying valley?
I don't know, sir.
Villainy, and have committed adultery with their neighbors' wives, and have spoken lying words in my name, which I have not commanded them, even I know, and am a witness, says Yahuwah.
Go ahead.
Thus shalt thou also speak to Shemaiah the Hamite, saying, thus speaketh Yahuwah of hosts, the Elohim of Yashar, saying, because thou hast sent letters in thy name unto all the people that are in Jerusalem, and to Zephaniah the son of Messiah, that the priest and all the priests.
So basically, this man Shemaiah has went and told the people this. He's sending letters telling the people this. Go ahead.
The Yahuwah had made thee priests in the stead of Yehoiada, the priest, that ye should be officers in the house of Yahuwah. For every man that is mad and making himself a prophet, that thou shouldst put him in prison and in the stock.
Now look at what he finna say. Hold on, because I want y'all to hear what he finna say. Listen what he finna tell Shemaiah. Why you ain't did this?
Now therefore, why has not thou not reproved Jeremiah of Anah, which was making himself a prophet?
He say, well, if you a priest and a prophet, nigga, why you ain't correcting him then? Because if you a priest or a prophet, wouldn't you correct somebody if they were wrong? Now you got to remember what's going on with Jeremiah at this time.
He in prison, right?
He in jail. What he in jail for?
Been around him.
He told something to the king or something.
He did. He told him that Shiloh would be destroyed. He told him that that all Jerusalem would be destroyed and that they would be led away captive. And that they would be led away captive. This man says, now therefore, why haven't you checked Jeremiah of Antioch, which make himself a prophet to you? If you a prophet, if you a priest, why you ain't straighten him then, if he wrong? So you know what that's telling you? Ain't no way in the world that Shemaiah could be a prophet or a priest, because you ain't straighten nobody. But you want to see an example of that though? Galatians chapter 2 and verse 8. Because you know a lot of people say Paul ain't no prophet. Paul ain't no priest. He ain't none of this here. But when Peter needed to be reproved, he reproved him. Because if you was a preacher, you supposed to reprove somebody if they wrong. If not, you ought to go to hell.
Ought to go. Ought to go.
That's only coming back. I was talking to a brother about that. He felt like the New Testament epistles are diss records. He felt like Paul was dissing James and Peter in all of his letters. So we had a little conversation about that. I understood his perspective. I don't see how he came to it based off, but I can see why he would think that, but at the same time, I don't see where you get that from. Galatians 2 and 8. Oh, that's so nasty. Put that in the trash.
Yeah, we'll put that in the trash.
That's not funny. Don't
For
put it in
he
your
that
mouth.
wrought effectually in Peter to the apostleship of the circumcision, the same was mighty in me towards the Gentiles. And when James, Cephas, and John, who seemed to be pillars, perceived the grace that was given unto me, they gave me, Barnabas, the right hands of fellowship, that we should go unto the heathen, and they unto the circumcision. Only they would that we should remember the poor, the same which I also was forward to do.
What do you want?
But when Peter was come to Antioch, I withstood him to the face, because he was to be blamed. For before that certain came from James, he did eat with the Gentiles. But when they were come, he withdrew and separated himself, fearing them which were of the circumcision. And the other Yahudim dissembled likewise with him, insomuch that Barnabas also was carried away with their dissimulation.
So guess what? He had to rebuke him then. Because he a priest and a prophet. He did what a priest and because that's what y'all said. Y'all said if you be a priest and a prophet, why you ain't rebuke Jeremiah of Antioch if he wrong? You know what I'm saying? So if somebody calling themselves a priest and a prophet, and they see another priest or prophet that's in the wrong, and he don't rebuke him, how can he call himself a priest? Because this is y'all saying, nigga, why you ain't did that, nigga? You sending letters telling people you a priest and I done made you a prophet. He also said every man is mad. You know what he mean? Every man is insane.
Crazy.
Y'all know what they say the saying in the world is what insanity is, right? And niggas sin over and over again expecting y'all to take them. Straight up insane. Straight up insane. You got to be insane on that.
Over and over. Think they finna be saved.
They think they finna be saved. Come on back to verse 27, man. Jeremiah 29.
We ain't lying.
And after we finish it,
that church, he won't forgive you, baby.
after we finish Jeremiah 29, Romans 2 and 23.
All right. He'll get you in there one day.
Everybody loves the sinner. I love the sinner. He just hate. He say he loves the sin. He just hate the sin.
You want 28?
Why is it hard to do right and easy to do wrong? What would you say?
Discipline. It's easy to do wrong because wrong takes no discipline. It takes no effort to do wrong. Like it takes no effort to cheat on your wife. None at all.
Anyone can do it.
Anybody can do it. Seriously though. It takes discipline to restrain yourself of knowing that you could do something, but you don't do it.
Put that in the trash.
You know what I'm saying? Doing right and doing wrong is simply a matter of discipline. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. It's not no deep secret. You know what I'm saying? Niggas are undisciplined.
But I don't even think it's that though, because I feel like once you done did right so wrong, it's the opposite, bro. It's gonna be hard for you to just step out and do some more unlanding wrongs once you've been consistently living right.
Because you done disciplined yourself.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard. Like the vast majority of people, life so easy to do wrong.
We born wrong. So,
but it ain't even that there, because most people talk right from wrong. It's discipline. What wrong feels good. Like when people say they don't like to eat healthy. It don't taste good. It don't taste good. You know what I'm saying? Like you sit back and look at it. I don't want to be with one woman. I want to sleep with multiple women. I like being drunk. You know what I'm saying? Because it feels good. That's why you say the ruach is willing, the flesh is weak, because weak and people who are undisciplined are weak people because you're weak mentally. You can't control yourself. You know what I'm saying? Someone who's in the ruach has discipline, so they're strong mentally. They can control themselves. And that's really what it boils down to. Is a lot of people have no self-control. You know what I'm saying? And then people don't want, and the word comes to frustrate a lack of self-control, and that's why people like preachers who don't bring no self-control in their preaching. Because I can continue doing what I was doing. I don't have to execute no discipline. Go ahead.
Save her butt cut. Go sit down.
Come on, so we can get out of here. Jeremiah 29:28.
For therefore he sent unto us in Babylon, saying, this captivity is long. Build ye houses and dwell in them, and plant gardens and eat the fruit of them.
Check it. Jeremiah said you're going to be here 70 years. This nigga saying you finna dip.
Go sit down. You too, go sit down.
Go ahead.
And Zephaniah the priest read his letters in the ears of Jeremiah the prophet. Then came the word unto Yahuwah, unto Jeremiah the prophet, saying, send to all them of the captivity, saying, thus says Yahuwah, says concerning Shemaiah the Nehemite, because Shemaiah hath prophesied unto you, and I sent him not. He has caused you to trust in a lie.
So anybody done stood up and y'all ain't made them no priest and no prophet, they causing the people to trust in a lie. I ain't sent that nigga. Go ahead.
It says, therefore thus says Yahuwah, behold, I will punish Shemaiah the Nehemite and his seed. He shall not have a man to dwell among this people, neither shall he behold the good that I will do for my people, says Yahuwah, because he has taught rebellion against Yahuwah.
He done taught people to be witches, and he can't give that which is Kadesh unto dogs, which means you can't get the Ruach. That's why he said you and your seed going to hell. Anybody else who do it, they going to hell. Romans 2:23. And that right there reveals the importance of what happens if you listen to someone who has not been sent by Yah. That is detrimental to your life.
Teaching rebellion.
Because they teaching you rebellion.
2:28.
23.
Thou that makest thy boast of the law through breaking up the law,
Yeah, make it
dishonest.
21 then.
Thou therefore teachest another, teachest thou not.
Well, make it 19. I want him to hear the whole thing, what he finna say. It could be 17.
Behold, thou art called a Yahudim,
Yeah, it is.
and retestest in the law, and maketh the boast of
You
Allah.
say you call yourself a Yahudim and boast in the law? Go ahead.
And knoweth his will, and approveth the things that
So
are
you know his will and approve what?
the things that are more excellent,
So you approve the things that are, what are the things that are more excellent?
being
The
instructed
Ruach.
out of the law,
Instructed out of the law, the new covenant, the
And
things
are-
that are more excellent. Go
and are
ahead.
confident that thou thyself art a God of the blind,
So you confident that you're supposed to be leading
a
people out
light
of
of them
darkness?
which are in the darkness, an instructor of the foolish, a teacher of babes, which has form of knowledge and of the truth and law.
Go ahead.
Thou therefore, which teachest another, teachest thou not thyself?
So you say you gonna teach somebody you ain't taught this to yourself? Go ahead.
Thou that preachest a man should not steal, dost thou steal?
Do you steal?
Thou that sayest a man should not commit adultery, dost thou commit
Do
adultery?
you commit adultery?
That thou abhorrest idols, dost thou commit sacrilege?
You worshiping idols, nigga?
That thou makest thy boast of the law through the breaking of the law, dishonors thou Elohim. For the name of
Oh,
Elohim.
read that again. Read that again. What it say?
It says, for thou making thy boast of the law,
So you by making your boast in the law,
through breaking the law, dishonors thou
so
Elohim.
by you boasting in it, you breaking it, you dishonoring your Elohim
For the name of Elohim is blasphemed among the Gentiles through you,
through you,
as it is written.
as it is written. Hallelujah for Yahushua, and we start right there.
All right,
Get away.